If the rehab movements you've been doing to repair your injury are hurting you, I'm going to take you through why this may be the reason you're not getting the results you want and what you can do instead. So once upon a time, I suffered a knee injury at work that caused a lot of stress in my life because it stopped me from earning and I couldn't do the things that brought joy into my life, like sports. So like you, I went everywhere looking for solutions. And if you look at this clip of me here, I'm doing something quite interesting. I don't need to tell you that this movement hurts because my face says it all. This movement is causing me a lot of pain, but it's interesting because at the time, I believed that doing movements that hurt would eventually allow me to get into a position where my knee didn't hurt. And when using this approach didn't get me the results I want, when I was frustrated, when I was confused, I began to understand something, and that is best understood through knowing what pain is signaling. Pain is the body's way of telling you that you're pushing it too far. So every time I'm doing a repetition here, I'm pushing my knee way too far. And like I said, it wasn't delivering me the results that I wanted. This is a very common way to treat injuries worldwide, but it certainly wasn't working for me, and it may not be working for you. So before I tell you what I eventually did to eliminate my injury concerns, I just want to make it clear. I'm not here to dismiss any therapist that may be telling you to do movements that hurt, but what I am saying is if that approach isn't getting you the results you want, you need to do something different. Because the unfortunate thing that happens when an approach like this is so common that when it doesn't work for someone like you might immediately be assumed to be someone who can't be helped. Therefore, you need to give up your favorite pastimes, and therefore you may need to go down the surgical route. None of these things are things that you want. So instead of going down that route, I encourage you to learn how to treat an injury using healthy stress first. Healthy stress can be best understood through the sensation you would feel in your upper body if you were to do a challenging amount of push-ups. It's not pain. It would be better categorized as fatigue. And we want to create that same level of fatigue in the area we're trying to repair. There's a fine line between healthy stress and unhealthy pain. And in this video I was showing you earlier, I am pushing my knee to a point of unhealthy pain. And that's why I was experiencing very little progress. Healthy stress involves doing the movement that hurts at a level that doesn't hurt. And a lot of people will jump to the conclusion and say, oh, there's no way I can do some of the movements I've been doing without pain. And to that, I would say, are you sure? Because that's exactly what I said when it came to the ATG split squat. But what I didn't know was that I could make this far easier. And the way I did that was by going on a higher box and actually using a pole at first, because what the pole did was take some of the weight off my knee, and this allowed me to create that fatigue sensation as opposed to the pain sensation. You can apply this to any area of the body, and I'm just using the knee as an example, but what happened just through working at my healthy stress level and never going into pain, my knee was able to successfully repair. And how that manifested was I got stronger. I didn't need to use the pole, and as I stayed consistent with it, I was able to go on a lower box, and when that became too easy and my knee became stronger and stronger, I was eventually able to do the same movement on the floor without pain. It's a very interesting process because at one point in time, you're doing a movement at a level that hurts, but after some time applying healthy stress, you go back and do the same level and it doesn't hurt. It's a physical sign that you're successfully repairing the injury. And of course, this is what I did as a younger person for my knee, but this can be applied to anyone of any age for any area of the body. It's very common for shoulder injuries to have a challenge going beyond this point. So only working to the level that's comfortable for the time being will generate that healthy stress we're looking for. And what will happen over time is that you'll be able to increase your shoulder range and successfully repair your injury if you stay consistent with it. The same can be said for a back injury. You might start off having a lot of pain doing a back extension like this, but by using a platform to ensure you don't have to go as low, you'll be able to do the movement that hurts at a level that doesn't, put your back under healthy stress, eventually make the movement more challenging, and eventually do the level that once was very challenging at a level that isn't, because you gave your back a chance to repair. It's very common when treating injuries to use this scale of 1 to 10 to rate the amount of pain you're feeling in a particular movement. But if we go back to our early definition of pain, pain is a signal from the body that you're pushing it too far. So even if that is a 1 out of 10, it's still too far. And all I'm encouraging you to do is try it with the particular movements you're doing for your particular injury concern. Like I said, doing movements that hurt can help. I'm not saying they don't, but if they aren't helping you, it's time to try something different. And if you wish to receive a step-by-step structure designed for the particular injury that you're experiencing challenges with, check out the link in my description where you'll be able to access the Move Forever community. And if you like this video and you want me to cover a specific topic, just comment it below and I'll get right back to you.